finally joined Zwift Racing League. I was going to join in the first season this year, but right when I was about to sign up, I came to realize that I'd been moved from B category to A category inside of Zwift. I wasn't sure that Zwift Racing League was going to be the debut that I wanted to have for A grade. So I hesitated, and the opportunity was kind of missed there. I did a few A races during the season, just casual ones, monthly race of the week kind of thing. Found my feet, and that gave me the confidence to actually sign up this time around. So the video today is some, I guess, the highlights of that first Zwift Racing League race. I wanted to capture what it was like, what my experience was like. The course is reverse London loop. It's like a 30k course, 2 laps, 15k's each. The crushing part though is the climb. Fox Hill, it comes at about 2k's into each lap. It's not a super long climb, it's about a 5-minute climb, but the pace is kind of incredible. They say that around about 5 minutes is what a good time is for the climb. So I'm going to play the footage through. I'm going to speed up kind of the middle bits as much as I can, focus mainly on the climbs and some of the gaps in the middle. But yeah, check it out. This is my first Zwift Racing League experience. Okay, as we come out of the tunnel, this is the base of the first climb. It's only like 2 kilometers into the first lap, so it hits like a ton of bricks. This is not even the climb yet. This is just kind of the lead up. The road starts to, incline starts to go up. People are starting to push a little bit harder. I don't really know what to expect here. You know, I expected a few flies to go off the front, and you can start to see it's thinning out a fair bit. You know, the stronger riders are starting to push power early, and it's stretching out. You can see here I'm sort of, you know, up around 400 watts, just keeping pace. I'm feeling all right at this point, but I'm wondering to myself how long, you know, can I hold this pace for? So coming up here is the actual start of the climb. I'm in a good position in the bunch. So now you can really see people putting the power down. The guys at the front are pushing, you know, over 6 watts per kilo. I'm kind of keeping pace with this, but even pushing 6+ watts per kilo, I'm starting to fall off the back a little bit, stretching right out. This is pretty heavy for me. Like, there's a strong gradient here, 12%. Holding that 6 watts per kilo, but still losing ground. So it's kind of getting away from me at this point. Visibly starting to struggle. Still strong, but you know, can see that it's hurting. hanging on for dear life at this point. Can kind of no longer hold 6 watts per kilo, trying to settle into a rhythm at 5. But you can see here, this is where I'm dropped for the first time. Front bunch is away now. There's, 40 out of 48 people in that front bunch. So I'm sort of left with the bottom 10%, 20%. Just trying to keep up. I'm hurting now. That initial burst of kilometer at 6 watts per kilo has taken it out of me. I can normally hold 5 watts per kilo for a climb like this, but with that rapid start, it's taken its toll. I'm having to make some decisions here. I'm having to work out whether or not I can hold these guys or if I can keep with this sort of bunch of stragglers. You can really see in my face now, I'm kind of starting to crack as the incline goes up again. So we're getting close to the top now. It's only a relatively short climb. I think it's only a bit over 2 kilometers. Managed to kind of bunch up with this chasing group now. At this stage, I really want to try and crest the top of this climb with as many people as I can to make the downhill and the rest of the lap as easy as possible. We've got 2 teammates here from the Aero 2 team. Hopefully I can stick with those guys. I've really got not much left at this point though. You can see they're kind of pushing a little bit harder than I am, starting to get a little bit of a gap. The barrel is empty though. I'm finding it hard to find that little bit of extra to hold their wheel. You see the bunch of in front. They're kind of slowing a little bit. There is quite a good mid-bunch forming here. This is a real decisive moment. I haven't got it. Like I'm dropped again at this point. Looking back, that's where I should have gone all in. That would have made a huge difference in this race. A sprint for maybe 200 meters probably would have got me on the back of that bunch. But now I'm kind of in no man's land. There's only 5 people behind me. Looks like I'm going to have to do a lot of pulling in the coming lap. You can see Sea Hill here blows past. This is kind of the last chance. Like if I want a partner for the coming lap, I need to stay on his wheel. So that's the climb. We're in 43rd position. I did manage to stay with Sea Hill. For the coming lap, he proves to be a great partner. Him and I swap turns as we get around the lap into the base of the next climb. Second climb now, very different story. We don't have the pack in front teasing us into pushing harder. It's just Sea Hill and I, and we can kind of set our own pace. Through the lap I did recover a little bit, did I guess find a little bit of legs. So I guess at this point I'm now thinking about, how do I maximize that gap? How do I sort of lock myself into the position? If I can drop Sea Hill on this climb here, then it's going to guarantee that I get that place ahead of him. So that's what I was going to try and do. I'm comfortably kind of riding above 4 watts per kilo here, closer to 5. I'm noticing a little bit of softness, so I kind of lean into it. Okay, so here comes the start of the climb. I'm just trying to lock into a rhythm at this point. Gap is starting to stretch out as the road gets steeper. Just trying to hold that same watts per kilo. See this guy here with the King of the Mountain jersey from the first lap. I think he ended up having a mechanical, so we managed to collect him. This is really not much else to say here on this. I really just try and hold this wattage for the rest of the climb. Continue trying to push as close to 5 watts per kilo as I can. Really just looking to get as big of a gap as I can between Sea Hill and I before I crest the top, and then just bomb the downhill. So I've kind of made it here. I've managed to put almost 20 seconds of a gap in. This should be enough for me to hold on to the finish. But I'm really conscious of kind of getting as much momentum as I can on this descent, using this anvil at the right time. I don't think I did. I think I shot the anvil a little bit too soon. Probably should have waited till this little bit steeper section down the road where I had a little bit of momentum. But from here on out, it's really just trying to hold reasonably high wattage and just not let that gap count down anymore. Didn't manage to collect anybody else as I come into the finish here. Had a little bit left, so still managed to lift for a sprint to the finish. All in all, the clock shows 40th. I think when all was said and done, reduced to 39th. But yeah, wow, tough one. What a heavy introduction to Zwift Racing League. That's it from me today, guys. Next week's another week, much different race. We go from climbs to more of a crit. Let's see how we do then. Until then, see ya.